welcome. Today we are talking about how to win the war with Lyme disease and take back your body without harsh drugs or the drag of waiting rooms and insurance claims in the traditional medical industry. And this works even if you don't have a Lyme disease diagnosis yet. Stick with me. I'm going to peel back the curtain and share everything I know about Lyme disease in this web class and in future web classes on this channel. So hit the subscribe button if you're new here, and let's get started. So you can take back your body and feel like yourself again if you have Lyme disease or co-infections. And if you've tried and failed, it's not your fault. Unfortunately, it's just the system that we're all a part of. I don't want you holding it against yourself. I don't want you thinking it's your fault. It definitely is not. We are all caught up in a system that is broken, unfortunately. And I know this can be scary. So let's work together and take back control. Traditional medicine fails Lyme victims every single day. So if you ever thought it's like they want you to stay sick, unfortunately, you're right. But you can take back your body and feel like yourself again. My goal from this web class is to show you the most powerful way of healing that all Lyme victims need to know with the least amount of stress, friction, and cost to you. I also want you to know that this works if you have a diagnosis or not, if you're using antibiotics or not, if you have chronic Lyme or early Lyme or a disseminated Lyme case, all types of Lyme disease and co-infections. This video is for you, so you are in the right place. Stick around. And at the very end of this video, I'm going to be sharing something that is available only to you specifically. So stick around to the very end so you can see what's going on, so you can hear this huge announcement that I've been working on for many, many months, and so that you can have all the information that you need. My goal for this web class is also to show you the only way for you to take back full control of your body is through the Holistic Healing Roadmap, and the only way to use the Holistic Healing Roadmap is here with LymeWars.com. So my name is Ryan Kearns. This is a picture of myself and my two children. In 2016, Lyme disease changed everything in my life. This is a picture of me. You can tell I have the EM rash on my stomach there. I was also pretty overweight, unhealthy, stressed out, worst time of my life. I actually slept on the beach this day for about 6 hours straight. Nobody could wake me up. I didn't want to get up. I was completely fatigued, shot. My heart was not working correctly. This was at the bottom of the bottom when I was very sick with Lyme disease. I had extreme fatigue. I actually ended up fainting multiple times. My heart rate dropped to 30 beats per minute. I was in and out of the cardiologist's office trying to make sure that my heart wasn't going to give out on me. And this was an absolute emergency for myself in my life. And I was terrified for my life, but more importantly, I was terrified for my kids. See, I didn't want my kids to be raised without a father. One of my biggest fears in my life growing up as a child was losing my dad. I don't know why. It's just part of how I was wired. My dad's very important to me, and I wanted my kids to have their dad in their life as well. And at the time, my son wasn't born yet, so I really wanted to at least meet my son, right? I obviously want to raise my daughter, raise my son, but I just kept saying to myself, I just need to stick it out. I just need to meet my son. I just need to make sure that everything is okay for my kids. And that was the most important thing to me when I was sick with Lyme disease. But I was absolutely terrified for my life. I did not know if I was going to make it out of this alive or not. So the first thing that they did was try to give me antibiotics. As soon as they saw that EM rash, I got the diagnosis quickly. So that might be different for you. If you don't have the diagnosis, they won't give you antibiotics usually. If you do get a diagnosis, they try to give you antibiotics right away. But I immediately had questions about antibiotics. I had heard that it would hurt your gut microbiome and hurt the healthy bacteria that we need in our life if we take antibiotics. And when I looked further into it, I saw that there's 35,000 deaths per year from antibiotics themselves because they kill all of the healthy gut bacteria, and it can cause gut infections that later lead to death. So is this really the best solution for Lyme disease? So I was automatically skeptical. It's just kind of how I am. Maybe you're the same way. And I started looking into what is the best solution for Lyme disease. Is this actually correct? Are they giving me the right thing? Because it seemed kind of weird that I went to the doctor and within 5 minutes I walked out with a prescription for antibiotics. It was too quick. It was too easy. And the problem was too serious to be that simple of a solution in my mind. That's how I was thinking at the time. So when I looked into it even further, I found out that antibiotics work best for things that are high virulence, high in number, and highly aggressive. But if you look at Lyme disease, it's actually the complete opposite of that. Borrelia burgdorferi are low in virulence, low in number, and low in aggressiveness. Borrelia burgdorferi is the term used for the Lyme disease, specifically the Lyme microbe. Now, co-infections are also very similar. They all tend to be stealth microbes that are very similar. Low virulence, low in number, low aggressiveness. Their whole goal is to survive for as long as possible in your body and get transferred to a new host. So they're not aggressive. They're not raising alarms. They're not creating massive, symptoms that are easy for people to see, like pneumonia causes you to cough your brains out. That's not what happens when you have Lyme disease. It's very subtle. Most people can't tell you have Lyme disease by looking at you, and it's just a completely different disease, which requires a different approach than what traditional medicine typically uses, which is usually just a Band-Aid solution to try and get the symptoms to go away instead of treating the root cause of the symptoms. So, according to PubMed, the immune system plays a crucial role in the susceptibility, persistence, and clearance of Lyme disease and infections like Lyme disease, with 70 to 80% of immune cells being in your gut, right? So there's an intricate interplay between your gut microbiome and the epithelial layer and the mucosal immune system. That's a fancy way of saying your immune system is in your gut, and you're destroying your gut with antibiotics. Antibiotics are like dropping a bomb on your immune system. Many cases of Lyme are not solved with antibiotics, and symptoms end up persisting beyond the use of antibiotics. I see this story all the time. I used antibiotics for 14 days. I used antibiotics for 21 days, and either the symptoms went away and then they came back, or the symptoms never went away using antibiotics. So Borrelia burgdorferi can insist, hide, and change DNA. They have all sorts of tactics to evade the immune system, and specifically to wait for antibiotics to clear the system. They tend to be antibiotic resistant. So antibiotics are not the best solution for Lyme because of all of the reasons I just named. And if you do not have a diagnosis, this is good news for you, because antibiotics are the only thing that you are quote unquote missing out on. If you do have a diagnosis, you may want to consider other routes. Now, I'm going to get into this, but just know you don't have to not take antibiotics and only take herbs and the other way around. You don't have to cut them out. You can actually take both at the same time, and it's considered safe. It's very reliable. It works very well to do so. So let's keep moving forward. So my research continued. I read every single book about Lyme disease, Unlocking Lyme, The Lyme Diet, Healing Lyme. I have dozens and dozens of books specifically about Lyme disease, but also about holistic wellness and healing the body and changing our diet. I became a holistic nutritionist, and my research has continued for years and years and years. So first off, I came across herbs, right? And I was like, herbs, that's awesome. Like, maybe that'll work. Where can I get them? And I documented the entire story right here on my YouTube channel. So check out the other videos on this channel. If you're here, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to upload videos pretty often, but you can see my journey with Lyme disease. You can watch videos of me when I actually was in the middle of dealing with Lyme disease symptoms, and you can watch videos of me making cat's claw bark tea, for example. Now, here's the problem with herbs. They're difficult to find, number one. I mean, you can find them, but you don't really know what you're taking. You don't really know what's in it. You don't know the quality or the potency of the product. You don't really know exactly what you're getting. Number 2, you must know how to prepare them a lot of times, because if you're like me, you don't want to just take some random capsules. They could basically have anything in them. Most of them come from other countries. They're not really well vetted. They're not third-party tested. And so you end up buying them in bulk and then having to prepare them into teas or tinctures, which is what I did as an alternative to trusting the supplement industry. And number 3, they can be very expensive to get your hands on some high quality herbs that are third-party tested and are high quality and potent. So you end up either becoming a witch or you're a very wealthy person that can purchase the herbs. So if you're one of those things, good for you. You're good to go. If not, then we need some alternatives. We need to figure out how we can get our hands on these herbs. So personally, I tried my best with what I had. I wasn't rich. I wasn't a witch. So I personally created teas and tinctures. I went to an herbalist, had them create a tincture specifically for me with the herbs that I wanted, and that's what I did. I basically bought the herbs in bulk. I went to herbalists to get a tincture made, and I made giant batches of tea out of the herbs, and that's how I did it. But I still wasn't seeing the results that I wanted. I was taking these herbs and trying to get better, but I was stuck. I was still going to the cardiologist. I still wasn't, seeing my heart improve that much. And I was just kind of stuck in the loop of, okay, well, what do I do now? Antibiotics don't seem to matter. Herbs, I'm taking them already. This doesn't seem to be working. What should I do now? I was completely stuck. I didn't know what to do. Maybe you've been there before. Maybe you're there right now. But one day out of the blue, I was at a business event and I met a holistic wellness practitioner. I was intrigued with his job and I thought, maybe they know what I can do that's better than what I'm currently doing. So I told him my entire situation and he said, quit everything you're doing. I remember it like it was yesterday. His name is Nick, and he told me to just stop doing things. And I was like, what? I thought he was joking at first. I was like, what do you mean stop? Like, this is serious. I have to survive for my kids. This is a big deal to me. What do you mean stop doing everything? But he meant it. He said, I can tell you're not going to do what it takes to heal because you're relying on the herbs. Okay. So, and he said, you're thinking the herbs are like medicine, but they are not medicine in the traditional sense. Now I was really confused. I mean, they're called medicinal herbs for a reason, right? And what he said next changed everything for me. He said, herbs are powerful and helpful, but they're not what heal your body. Your body heals your body. Herbs might be the main ingredient, but you cannot only focus on herbs and expect to heal your entire body and fix all your problems like that. If it was that easy, nobody would have Lyme disease. And that's a great point. I was shocked by this information because I had read online and in the books and everywhere I looked that herbs are the way to go for Lyme disease. So why wasn't I getting better? And the answer was, if it was that easy, nobody would have Lyme disease symptoms or co-infections. So I rushed back to my books, my studies, the resources that I've been studying, and I've been researching for months. And it turns out he was very right. My research actually confirmed what this holistic practitioner, his name is Nick, was saying. So why didn't I see it before? Because I wanted it to be easier. Maybe you can relate to that as well. See, oftentimes we come up against these big challenges and we decide in our head, can't this be easy? Can't this just be something that goes away quickly? Can't this just be something that doesn't take a lot of my time, money, energy, and focus? Can't I just snap my fingers and it's gone? That's what we all want to be the case, but unfortunately, that is not always the case. But that's when I knew for a fact that I had to use holistic methods and I had to learn about my body and about health and about how I'm feeling each and every moment, how to control my stress responses. I had to learn about holistic wellness in order to take back my body and start to feel like myself again. It was not a preference or a choice, but it was the only way to move forward from here. I mean, I was already taking herbs. I was already doing the things that I thought I should do, but I needed more. I needed to continue to grow and become a better person at holistic wellness tips and tricks and learning how to make my body operate the way that I want it to operate. There is no one thing that will change and heal my body, right? That's the big myth that we're constantly coming up against in Western society, is that there's this one pill or this one thing that's going to change everything and you're going to automatically have all the results you want and everything's going to be better. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. It's the culmination of many things. It is the average over time that allows a person to change their body and to heal their body. Whether that person is simply trying to lose weight so they can look good in their bikini in the summer, or if they are trying to heal their body from the inside out from an infection. To change your body, it's averages over time. For the person that wants to look good in the bikini, it's how many times did you get in the gym over the past year, not how many times did you hit the gym this week or today. It's the average of times you've done the right thing over an extended period of time. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If that sounds difficult, well, it is. That's why we do everything in our power to try and make it easier, and we created a roadmap or a system around it to make it easy for others to duplicate and heal themselves. And from then on, after speaking with that holistic practitioner, I changed my life forever. Over the next many months, I slowly but surely got better and better. My heart rate actually went back to normal. I was able to see it at the cardiologist's office. Each time I went, it would get better and better as I changed my diet, as I changed my habits, as I changed my breathing techniques, my meditations, as I got these different habits in my life that were feeding my body and giving my body what I needed at the exact moment that I needed it. I had energy again. I could exercise regularly again. My health habits became normalized and I took back my body and I felt like myself again. And now I'm personally better than I've ever been before. Just as an example, I play soccer multiple times a week. I coach soccer for my son's team. I run 5-6 miles almost every single day. I try to do it every day. Sometimes time can be a constraint, but I feel healthy and I am healthier than I've ever been in my life. Even before Lyme disease, I wasn't as healthy as I am today, probably because all of the skills and habits I learned over that period of time has been life-changing. But finally, I studied and became a holistic nutritionist so that I could serve others with Lyme. I wanted to help people the way that Nick helped me take back my body and feel like myself again. I know that there are people like yourself struggling out there, and I can't sleep at night knowing that you don't have anyone that's going to take your hand and bring you through a process to get you to where you want to go. So that's why I studied hard. I became a holistic nutritionist, and I've been serving clients ever since. People that have Lyme disease, co-infections, stealth microbes infecting their body, they come to me with questions, and I have answers. I'm here to help as many people as possible. In fact, I want to help 100,000 people heal from Lyme disease and co-infections. Well, how long did it take? That's one of the number one questions I get. Well, I'll tell you, it took many months of making the right choices, trying to be healthier in every single way. And from the moment I started thinking holistically, it took about 6 months to feel okay, right? To see like, okay, things are actually working. I'm starting to feel okay. But I still didn't think I was fully healed at that time because my habits ended up changing forever. And I continue still to build on my skills and my habits for feeling good and for having a high-performing body that does what I want it to do when I want it to do it, okay? So all in all, it took me about 12 months to feel like I was healed from Lyme disease. But again, this changed everything forever for me. So you might be thinking, okay, that's great, good story, but what about me, right? You're different than me. We are not the same person. That's very clear. But Maybe you don't even have heart rate issues. Maybe your Lyme is not as serious. Maybe it's not disseminated to multiple organ systems, or maybe it's neurological Lyme, or maybe it's in your joints. We all have different cases of Lyme disease. Maybe you just have very extreme fatigue in your life, which I also had, but maybe that's your only symptom. Well, the Holistic Healing Roadmap will still work for you. The old way of doing things is going to a doctor's office for hours on end, doing tests, and finally, they just give you some antibiotics. As we discussed, antibiotics are hit or miss and can actually be dangerous. And this basically comes from a mindset of we must kill the microbes, right? Many people in the Western world think we have to just bomb everything. We have to kill the microbes that are causing us harm. We have to get rid of anything that's hurting us, right? And unfortunately, this leads to wasted time, money, and energy with little to no results to show. But the new way, the better way, is the Holistic Healing Roadmap. It allows you to focus on the things in your life that you have the most control of first and make changes over time until your body reaches balanced homeostasis. This is where your body ends up healing itself. You may have heard that your body can heal itself. It's absolutely true based on the data. This comes from a mindset of we have to balance and heal the body in every area, and not we must kill microbes. And your body will thank you for it when you take back control and start feeling like yourself again, because you have the correct skills and habits to build upon that create a very healthy body and mind. So this whole, not only has this worked for me, this is my friend James. He ended up getting a tick on him when we were going camping. We went camping together, my family and his family. And luckily, I had already been through Lyme disease, but he ended up getting Lyme disease from that camping trip. So I worked with him directly right away because he's a great friend of mine. Wanted to make sure he was okay. He said, I was bedridden when I started working with Ryan. He literally was. He couldn't even move correctly. He couldn't really get out of bed. He was very sick. But the holistic healing framework allowed me to focus on what I could immediately control and change. So I started getting better almost right away. I went in there and I worked with him on his diet. I told him what was good things to choose to eat. I also told him some supplements that he should take. I made sure he had all of the herbs that he needed. The Lyme Wars herbs are a great start. You can get those at LymeDiseaseWars.com, but there's many other herbs that are helpful for different symptoms and for getting over the hurdles that come from Lyme disease and co-infections. So he said, I'm so grateful to feel healthy again, and I'm so glad that I was able to help a friend out when they were in that hard situation where usually they wouldn't know what to do. They might just go to a doctor, get some antibiotics, and then end up with symptoms for the rest of their life. But I was there to support and help James so that my friend could get better. And before you know it, we were actually running together again on the trails in PA. So that was awesome. We've also helped hundreds of other people heal from Lyme disease by following the Holistic Healing Roadmap and using Lyme Wars products. This should actually say thousands. I forgot to update this slide, but we have reached over 2,000 customers now, and our results speak for themselves. You can actually see a bunch of our client stories. If you go to LymeDiseaseWars.com, there's a section that says Client Stories at the top. Click on that. You'll see a bunch of different things of people telling us their story. Donna, this is one of my favorite stories. She needed a cane to walk. She had low energy. She had achy joints, and she needed to hire someone to work on her farm for her so she can get enough done throughout the day because she couldn't really get out of bed. But once she started working with us, we gave her supplements. We gave her the herbs she needed. We gave her a diet plan that she needed. We worked with her on figuring out how to build healthy habits in her life. And then she ended up working on her farm again, taking care of her animals, and walking again without a cane. She was able to get out of bed, and she didn't even need a cane anymore. She started doing things she hadn't done in years, like riding her four-wheeler and riding her golf cart that she has on her farm, which she was afraid to do before because she felt that she didn't have a lot of control of her limbs and of her body based on feeling weak, feeling low energy, having achy joints. She was not confident enough to do the things that she needed to do each day. But after working with us, her confidence went up and up and up. And by the end of it, She was walking without a cane, doing everything she needs to do without in a day, and she got to fire some staff because they were just a waste of money at that time, which is pretty cool. Love that story. So look, it's going to take 6 weeks of focus. If we work together these 6 weeks, the week 1 is about lab work and evaluation. What are we dealing with? Where are we at right now? What are some things that can get better? What doesn't need to get better? What are you currently doing? What are you not currently doing? Week 2 is about rest, right? Relaxation, taking back stress, right? We're talking about reaching the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and repair mode in our body that we all have, and turning that on as often as possible so that we get the benefits of maximum healing. This is so powerful. If more people knew how to do this, we'd have way less problems in the world. We'd have way more healing and health in the world. We just need to get this into your hands so you know what to do to actually rest, relax, and repair. Week 3 is about zest, I call it, and mindset. That's about finding your spark, finding your purpose, healing your soul, right? What is it that wakes you up every day? What is it that keeps you going? What is it that keeps the fight in you, keeps you moving, right? Week number 4 is about the nitty gritty stuff. We're getting into food, supplements, hydration. What are we putting into your body to make sure that you're actually making results, to make sure that you're actually healing, you're taking back your body from Lyme disease and co-infections? And how do we fill in all the gaps to make sure that you are actually nourished and actually feeling healthy and your cells have everything they need, not only to thrive, but to turn over and get rid of old cells that you don't need anymore. Week 5, we talk about environment. How do we create a healing environment, right? Having a clean space, having, energy around you, having the things that you want around you, having oxygen in your environment, or getting yourself into these environments that can be very healing and beneficial for your body. And week 6, we're going to talk about medicinal herbs and healing using medicinal herbs in an advanced way. We're not just talking about the 3 herbs in the Lyme Wars herb box, which are chosen for very specific reasons. They definitely help with Lyme disease. We've seen this happen over and over with so many clients that use the 3 herbs in the Lyme Wars herb box, but there's more herbs than that. There's a whole world of herbal remedies, medicinal herbs that we can use in order to fight back against Lyme disease. We can fight certain symptoms. We can make sure that we're actually making the progress that we want and actually seeing the results for getting rid of Lyme disease and co-infections. And anything that's bothering you, anything you're struggling with, any pain you have, there is an herb that can be beneficial and helpful for you. Now, I don't like to just throw more herbs on top of more herbs on top of more herbs. We have to be very specific. We have to be very methodical and have a reason for every single thing that we do. But it's very fascinating to learn all of the things that we can do and have that as part of your tool belt, as part of your process in getting better, so that you have the skills and the habits that will allow you to heal. So one big question that I get sometimes is, isn't this alternative medicine stuff that doesn't work? Okay, that's a fair question, I guess. But people have been using herbs for thousands of years in the East, literally like tens of thousands of years. The data is finally catching up on holistic wellness methods that heal versus which ones are a waste of time and money. And herbs are only alternative here in the West where big pharma controls things. I'll let you read between the lines on that one. But the studies are catching up and proving the benefits. For example, studies show that herbs do a better job at killing Lyme microbes than antibiotics do. Believe it or not, we have the studies that show this. There's one right there next to you, which is from PubMed. It's written by Ji Feng, Jacob Leon, Sunjie Shui, and Ying Zhang. And they tested these herbs, the herbs in the Lyme Wars herb box, to see what works better, antibiotics or herbs, and the herbs actually did a better job at killing Lyme microbes. See, here at Lyme Wars, we rely on the science and data for healing and for human performance. We're not just trying to get rid of microbes, we're also trying to increase your skills and your habits so that you can remain healthy forever, right? We want you to have more years in your life, yes, but we also want you to have more life in your years. We want you to have energy and feel that spark and have that connection to the rest of the world and have that positive, powerful energy around you that isn't free and doesn't come easy. But when you crack that code, when you feel that spark in your life, you can actually wake up every day with meaning, feel happy about the things that you're doing, and moving forward, having growth and connection with other people. It's so powerful, and we want you to take back your life in that manner. And then another question that I often get is, what if I'm on antibiotics or other prescriptions? Well, first of all, always consult your physician before taking anything new. I'm not a physician. I am a nutritionist. We're not responsible for anything you take. Generally, it's safe to use herbs and supplements with antibiotics. That's just a fact. Most doctors will say it's completely safe. In fact, using both can be the most important decision you make because you're kind of spreading out. You're trying both things at the same time. Why not? Prescriptions are all different, but herbs are plants that our ancestors ate in high amounts. And in fact, we even had a lot of these plant phytochemicals in our diet as recent as 100 years ago, 200 years ago. But when we came along and domesticated our food source and started spraying things with pesticides and chemicals and basically growing things in a genetically modified way to make sure that they don't need to create phytochemicals themselves, that's when all of our phytochemicals started dropping down. And that's why herbs are so powerful, because they're still wild plants. Herbs are wild plants, so they have high amounts of phytonutrients that we can't get in our diet from the grocery store anymore, in most cases. So we have to increase our levels of phytonutrients, and the easy way to do that is to use herbs because they're wild plants that grow out in nature. They have to create phytochemicals to defend themselves from predators, from bugs, from microbes. So when we eat those, we get all those benefits. It's really awesome stuff when you start to look into it. But experts and doctors agree that herbs are generally safe for everyone. For some people, the goal is even to stop taking prescription medications with potentially harmful side effects. And we have helped many people do that before. We can get you there. We can help you get off of the prescription medications so that you're working with nature, so that you're one with the world and nature around you, right? Using diet, nutrition, supplements, you can become healthy again without prescription medications. And finally, you might be thinking, what if I don't have a diagnosis? My opinion on this is healing is a process that anybody can do. Waiting is only delaying that process. You do not need a diagnosis to start taking actions to feel better and to start using the holistic healing roadmap. You can simply start doing most of these things and you will see an improvement in your health, in your life, in your spark, in your connections. You will see an improvement regardless of if you have a Lyme disease diagnosis. It's just that these specific methods work really well for most people, all people, right? If you aren't getting sleep right now and we are able to turn around and fix your sleep and you're now getting 8 or 9 hours of sleep every single night, that will help you regardless of if you have a Lyme disease diagnosis or not, right? I think we can all agree on that. These things are the basics of fundamental human nature that we're tackling here. We're not talking about some crazy big treatment. We're talking about getting all of our ducks in a row and creating a healthy lifestyle, using new habits and skills that maybe you haven't learned yet. I'm positive I can teach you something you haven't learned yet about your body and about how to heal and how to feel good every day. But when you start doing these things, it doesn't matter if you have a Lyme disease diagnosis or not, you will start feeling better. So that's the really positive side of it. Also, the Lyme disease tests are not very accurate, as you may know. They're not accurate or specific enough, so it becomes very difficult for people to even get a diagnosis. But this should not stop you. If you do not have a diagnosis, don't let it stop you from trying to feel better. If something feels off, you know your body. better than anybody else. You are responsible for your body, not your doctor. Okay, they are responsible for their business, for adding money to the bank account of the hospital or the physician's office or wherever you go. They are not responsible for your body to a certain extent. Okay, you are responsible for your body, and if you feel that something is off, you should be doing different things to try and figure out how you can fix the problem. And you should be able to get to the bottom of it using natural, holistic wellness that we talk about every single day. So, I do have a special offer that is available for October only, and you're going to find out about it right now. I wanted to get this out there so that everyone knows they can sign up, but only for the month of October. At the end of October, the doors will close, and I will focus all of my energy and effort on helping those people that signed up. So this is only available right now. What if you had the step-by-step system and support that you need to heal? And what if the cost was much cheaper than the traditional route that ends up costing people over $10,000? It's true. The traditional route ends up costing people $10,000 plus because there's always more tests, there's always more treatments, there's always more things to try, and it just keeps going and going and going. Instead of getting it right the first time, building on your skills and habits for feeling good regardless of an infection, and then doing everything in your power to remove the infection using holistic, natural methods, it can be way cheaper than $10,000. Do you mind if I share an amazing opportunity with you? I am going to share it anyway, but I do like to have your permission to share an opportunity with you, because I'm not pushing this on you. I don't care if you sign up or not. I'm just offering this to the public for people that want to get better from Lyme disease and co-infections. I know for a fact I can help you do it, and I'm just offering this out to the world, but I do like to have your permission. So since it doesn't seem that anybody's going to answer the question live right now, that's completely okay. I'm just going to share what's going on for the month of October. Now, on the next page, you're going to see a lot of numbers and a lot of stuff that you'll be getting if you decide to sign up. Don't worry. This whole month, I'm going to be going into detail on what each one of these things are. I'm going to pick this whole thing apart so you know exactly what's going on, so you know exactly what you're signing up for. But today, I just want to share what we have in store for you that you can sign up for. And you can sign up starting today, but the signups will end at the end of October. So here is the program. We have the Lyme Hero program, which is a $19.97 value. It is a group coaching program where I will work with the group every single day to try and move you forward at least one step at a time. You'll be able to ask any questions you have. You'll be able to get all of your questions answered. I'll be going live multiple times per week in order to share the next steps in the system, and in order to answer your questions, and in order to make sure everyone feels supported, healthy, well, moving forward. The second thing you get is 4 months of Lyme Wars Herb Box. So you get the Lyme Hero program, and you get 4 months of the Lyme Wars Herb Box, which is a $588 value. If you went to go buy it right now, you'd have to pay about $600 in order to get 4 months. You'll also get live Q&A events, group coaching, which will be, you can ask any questions you want. I'll be there. I'll be taking you step by step through the path to get to where you're trying to go. And I will work with you individually to an extent inside of the group. So we'll work together in the group. That way everyone can see what everyone else is asking, because I promise you somebody else has the same question. Somebody else is working on the same problems you're working on. So that way I don't have to repeat myself 20 times to 20 different people. I can share it with everyone all at the same time, and you get the benefit of just being there to listen what other people are asking. So you get the Lyme Hero program, 4 months of Lyme Wars Herb Box, the live Q&A group coaching. You also get the nutrition plan that has food guidance, recipes, will give you everything you need in order to dial in your nutrition and make sure you're eating properly for fighting Lyme disease. You also get advanced healing with herbs. So like we talked about, there's a lot of different herbs out there that can help us immensely with our fight with Lyme disease and with just getting healthier every day. That's a $997 value. So you get the Lyme Hero program, 4 months of Lyme Wars Herb Box, the live Q&A events, group coaching, the nutrition plan, food guidance, recipes, advanced healing with herbs, and you get mental Lyme battles. I know that it's a mental roller coaster to be dealing with the problems that you have with Lyme disease, to be facing it oftentimes alone. Oftentimes our family doesn't quite understand, our friends don't quite understand, society doesn't understand. There's mental battles that come along with Lyme disease, especially if you have neurological Lyme disease and you have brain fog a lot. These mental Lyme battles are something that we will tackle together. You will never be alone. You will be a part of this community. We will have your back every step of the way, and we will work with you to make sure that you feel okay, that you feel comfortable, that your mental battles are not faced alone, because it can be lonely, it can be difficult, it can be hard. I don't want that for you. So that's awesome. And then finally, you get the unlimited support network community access. So you'll be able to connect with other people who have Lyme disease. You'll be able to connect with myself, my team, and we will have your back and grow this community to a place that is absolutely outstanding. Our goal is to get everyone together in live format so we can all meet each other face to face, and so that we can have that community of people that helps each other and has each other's backs. It's so valuable to have that. It's amazing. So everything, again, you get the Lyme Hero program where we're going to walk you step by step through the healing system that we've walked so many others through. You're going to get 4 months of the Lyme Wars Herb Box. That means you'll have all of the herbs you need for 4 months for the 3 basic foundational herbs that are highly beneficial. We've helped 2,000 plus people use these herbs to fight back against Lyme disease. You'll get the live Q&A events, group coaching, the Lyme Wars nutrition plan, food guidance and recipes, advanced healing with herbs, mental Lyme battles, and access to the unlimited support network community access. So all of that together is a total value of $8,570. So close to that $10,000 we were talking about that it takes in the traditional medical system, but we're not going to charge you that much. And on top of that, you'll get 2 big bonuses. The first bonus is an option to be in the Lyme Wars documentary that I've been working on for months. We're trying to get a lot of people that have Lyme disease to share their story so that the world can know about Lyme disease, so that the world isn't in the dark, so that we can get better testing, so that we can get better diagnosis, we can get better treatments and more people working on Lyme disease if the world knows that it exists. So we're creating a documentary that you can be a part of. You don't have to be. It's your option when you sign up. But I think that's an awesome bonus. You get to be in the movie talking about your experience, what happened to you, and we can even put your transformation from when you work with us, and by the end of working with us, when you feel like yourself again, when you have energy again, when you're waking up feeling like you have a spark again, and you don't have the brain fog, you don't have the fatigue and the joint pain and the headaches and all of the other symptoms. We want to capture all of that for the documentary. So that's going to be so cool to be able to share with the world. And bonus number 2 is our Perfect Healing Day formula course. This is already filmed. We've shared what your perfect healing day should look like. So what is a perfect morning? What is a perfect afternoon? What is a perfect night for somebody who is in healing mode, who's fighting Lyme disease, who is in the season of life that says, I am healing my body? What does a perfect day look like for that person? You're going to get access to that as well as a bonus. And, a couple months ago, I created this program and launched it for $2,000. It was $1,997. But today, I'm doing something really special. I'm going to take $1,000 off of that, and you can join today for only $997. But this is only available until October 28th at midnight. So on October 28th, you will no longer be able to access this deal, this offer. So if you're interested, go to LymeDiseaseWars.com/hero and you can sign up right now. But You can only sign up until October 28th, and then we're closing the doors, and we're going to focus intently on all of the people that did decide to sign up. So hopefully that's helpful. And one more thing before you go, there is something else. Just remember, it's only $997. This is $10,000 worth of value nearly. So that means we're giving you almost 100% off, 90% off of the price. And it's less than $1,000 to change your lifestyle and change your habits, change your skills for the rest of your life, so that you constantly start to feel better and move towards feeling like the best version of yourself. And having that growth in your life is so beneficial. It's so powerful. So just remember, it's only $997, and you have until the end of the month. So stick around though, because the rest of this month, we're going to go over the 3 secrets of healing Lyme disease. Secret number 1 is holistic biohacking, the holistic path to wellness for taking back your body from Lyme and co-infections without spending all your time and money in a broken system, even if you don't have a diagnosis yet. Secret number 2 is going to be habit hacking, becoming a healthy person without guessing, throwing things at the wall, and wasting time on methods that don't work, so you finally feel confident and proud of your health choices without cutting out everything you love from your life. I know how it can feel when you're cutting out your favorite foods and needing to avoid certain situations because you're trying to be healthy, right? And we want to make it so you don't have to cut everything out of your life, but you can still be a healthy person without guessing. And secret number 3 is the Alliance Matrix, saving the most time, energy, and money on your healing path so you don't need to go into medical debt. You don't have to spend all your time on your health. I know you probably just want this Lyme disease thing to be over with, and you don't have to try to figure it out all by yourself. So this is what we're getting into the rest of the month of October, and I'm going to be sharing more and more details about what specifically is in this offer. So I'm going to go into each of these areas. I'm going to explain the entire Lyme Hero program. I'm going to explain the Lyme Wars Herb box and why you need 4 months of it. And I'll explain each piece of this to you throughout the month. But we will also get into all of this amazing content that's going to actually get you started so that you can start taking back your body starting today, starting this month, regardless of if you sign up or not. My goal is to give as much value as possible so that you can actually start making results and having results in your life without even joining the program. And then for those of you that are very serious, that want to move forward, that want to actually change your life, then you can sign up for only $997. Go to LymeDiseaseWars.com/hero. I'll be there waiting for you, and I can't wait to work with you. My name is Ryan Kearns, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And again, it's LymeDiseaseWars.com/hero if you want to sign up to be part of the Lyme Hero program and get all of this beneficial content and access so that you can start getting better. I'll be there with you every step of the way, helping you, answering every question that you have. I will be your servant. I will be your resource to help you through this entire thing. So go sign up now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and have a great, great week. Welcome to October, baby. We're just getting started. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.